I mean, fuck, now I feel like I should take a gummy. God damn it. Whatever, I'll just sit here and drink my tea.
Welcome to Evilive, the live media commentary show that answers the question, when's the best time to play Devil's Advocate? Subscribe if you're new to the channel, because today we're reviewing the Rings of Power Season 1, Episode 6, Udûn.
Udûn.
Udûn? Udûn.
Udûn. I don't remember.
Udon.
That's...
Adam? All right, well, this is directed by Charlotte Brandstrom, written by Nicholas Adams and Justin Dobble and J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay. I think there was a couple rewrites in this. Sweet hell.
Possibly.
And this premiered September 30th, 2022. We are just a little bit behind, but we are here.
Just a little bit.
So what did you think?
Gone. What do you expect?
He has a life. I don't.
Yeah.
So what did you think of this episode? Episode 6.
Where the fuck was this whole season? Like, the last 3 episodes of the season was fucking amazing. Like, holy shitballs. I mean, it starts off strong as hell. Like, are we getting into it right this second? Or are we just giving initial reactions?
Let's just get into it.
All right, well, starts off with the fucking watchtower being destroyed. I mean, of course, there's a little bit more to it. Adar and the orc army, they're at the abandoned watchtower trying to find everybody and shit. And then Arondir just is like, peace fuckers, starts chopping shit, and then the fucking thing collapses.
Yeah, they had like it all rigged up too.
Yeah, it was like
crazy.
Not Dennis Menace, fucking like Home Alone shit. But not as quirky, but very effective, I will say.
Maybe not as cool as Home Alone, but very, very close.
Very close.
Yeah, what I didn't understand was why after they thought they defeated the orc army, they went back to their homes where there must be more orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Like that orc group came from through their home to get to the watchtower.
Yeah.
So why the fuck would they ever go
back?
Because
that's how the last episode ended, was them staring out over the ruins of their village. Like, there's a lot of motherfuckers there. Like, yeah, why are you gonna just be like, oh, nah, cool, we won.
Success.
There clearly wasn't that many.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? Whatever. It led to more battling, so that was pretty sweet.
It totally did. Yeah, so they go back to their town, and they sort of have it, fortify it, knowing that there's going to be some sort of second or third wave or something like that. And then ultimately it comes, and they fuck them all up, and they're defending their turf and whatever, having turf wars, and they realize that it was all the old villagers, not the actual orcs that they just murdered.
Yeah, that was fucking ruthless, as it should have been, because I mean, at that point, yeah, that used to be your brother, but that's fucking not your brother anymore.
Yeah,
like they clearly switched sides, so fuck them.
They're wearing orc cosplay as well, which is.
I mean, I can't blame them. I totally would too.
Would you?
Oh fuck yeah, dude! That's what I want to be when I grow up. Either Tom Bombadil, Radagast, or an orc.
All right. I was just gonna go for a Care Bear, but whatever. You want to be cool?
I mean, that's pretty fucking good, dude. That's pretty much that's just a step under Tom Bombadil, so that's cool.
That's true. But then, the real orc army appears, and they put all their people in this, all the women and children, in this tiny little inn. You know, the fucking inn place that they have, and they're like, "You'll be fine and safe here."
Yeah, let's gather everybody up in one little building that has already they have orc tunnels underneath. But so you know what? I'll give them a B for effort. They tried. Yeah, not very hard, but they tried.
However, we then got my favorite moment of the entire series thus far: the Númenorians riding in, mounted, just war party mode.
Just slaughtered the shit out of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
This whole thing, I'm thinking that the Númenorians, before the show, I always thought the Númenorians were like superheroes. They had extended lifespans and they were stronger and smarter and faster, et cetera, et cetera. But really, it's just extended lifespan. They're just like normal dudes and dudettes, but that live longer.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of a superpower in and of itself, because obviously you got added lifetimes, you got added knowledge, you have more time to work on your physical being. So, I mean, in theory, they possibly could be superheroes like you thought.
Yeah,
If
except
they
that they
put their-
suck.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of suck.
They
They're
all
kind of
suck.
assholes. They're like the boys type of superheroes. Like, they got the powers, but they're also cunts.
I've never even seen an episode of that. I heard it's great,
Fuck.
but never watched it.
It's pretty goddamn good.
It's better than this.
It's pretty goddamn good.
I'll check it out.
I'm very biased, so no, it's not as good as this.
It's not as good as this?
Again, I'm also biased.
Okay, yeah, all right. I was surprised. So what started as this war party of Númenorians sort of squashing all of the orcs once the orcs are like really like destroying all of the remaining humans. It becomes like a chase for Adar.
Mm-hmm.
Like and the sword that Adar is supposedly holding and running away with him. Like this dude is a badass. Like I'm surprised how fast and far and conniving he can run and stuff, but not fast enough for Galadriel, who is just insistent. And it wasn't even Galadriel that got him, was it? It was Halbrand.
Yeah, it was Halbrand, wasn't it?
Halbrand?
No.
Hala. I don't even know it anymore.
Yeah, well, it was both of them. It was Halbrand.
Tracked down by Galadriel and Halbrand. Yeah, I think Halbrand got him and he was ready to kill him. And Galadriel's like, no, don't kill him. We need information. Stop. So he's like, okay. And then like 10 minutes later, the table's flipped. And he's like, no, don't kill him. You said we needed information. And she's like, I'm going to murder you. But then we got this really great insight that it was Adar supposedly that killed Saruman, which stopped Sauron. I'm sorry, Sauron. Yeah. So many goddamn close names in this fucking world. Like Tolkien couldn't think of different consonants and vowels.
I mean, there's not so many that you could choose from.
There's get the whole English language.
I mean, he had to make up some of it, so he tried. God damn it!
All right. Well, I'm just saying, all of you people who are like blowing J.R.R. Tolkien for being the greatest writer ever, Sauron and Saruman, that's the greatest writer ever, or is it just mailing it in because he can't think of another stupid fucking name for a wizard?
I mean, whatever.
Fucking people. All right, so Adar admits to killing Sauron, but Galadriel doesn't believe him. I'm not even sure I believe him, but I do think that he betrayed him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I have no idea. Like, we have no idea.
Well, because I mean, that's the thing. Like, during the reign of Morgoth, like he wasn't like Sauron's homie. He was fucking Morgoth's homie. So I mean,
Adar?
it just right? Wasn't he?
Well, I mean, they all worked for him. I mean, Sauron was just a lieutenant. So,
yeah.
I mean, Adar was just one of those corrupted elves that didn't go so far as the goblins did, or the orcs did.
The orcs, yeah.
But, yeah, I'm even mixing up my creatures.
It happens.
I don't even know what Lord of the Rings is. And then...
who?
Yeah, exactly. Bomba my ass. Tom Bomba my ass. I don't know. He says they're called Uruks. And they like his origin is a Moriondor or Uruk, which were the elves taken by Morgoth and twisted. So do you believe that? Do you think that he actually like betrayed Sauron and like took all the orcs with him away from Sauron?
I believe it.
And we know what the very end of the season is like. Let's pretend we don't. I've suspected this
really
entire.
trying.
What's that?
So I'm really trying right now because that was just like I didn't want to believe it because that just seems stupid and lazy. But now it's like, you got me there, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, the whole time I've been thinking that that's who it is, and I'm like, but then they're like playing with the Starman. Maybe the Starman is the bad guy, the big bad and stuff. But then I thought the Starman was someone else, and so it was this constant back and forth throughout this this episode of me going, this Halbrand was made up. He's got to be the guy, right? Like he has to be the guy. But if he's the guy, and Adar killed the guy, or defeated the guy, or betrayed the guy, why doesn't he remember?
Yeah.
So maybe he's not the guy. So, it was just sort of tearing apart. What did you think about that twist at the end where they thought that they got that sword hilt from Adar, and then no one opened it. Not Galadriel, not Halbrand, not fucking Arondir. It goes past all the way to Arondir, and he's like, I'm going to return this to the child because he knows what best to do with this weapon.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that didn't make any goddamn sense. It's like, you're a fucking soldier with shit that the other side wants. Like, obviously they're going to hold on to that shit.
Yeah.
Not entrusted to some kid that fucking, like, mutilated himself with it.
Some just clearly, like, if it was nowadays, he would be a Hot Topic goth kid.
Yeah.
I mean, not to disparage them. I had friends, but still, they're kind of douchey. So then he opens it up and it's just a hatchet. And then we're all like, wait a second. Wait. 1 + 2 + 1 + 1. Where the fuck did that go? Like, it was like a magic trick. Like, David Blaine showed up and suddenly, like... And then we see old boy sticking it into the ground.
So goddamn
and, like,
beautiful.
twisting it. Here's what I don't understand. Why? Why is that one thing needed to turn the fucking wheel to make this whole thing explode? Like, what
Well, it's called a key, Adam.
Yeah, but why can't you use any
locks.
other type of fucking key? Like, okay, so here's what happened. Sauron is like, I need to explode the volcano, but how can I possibly do that? Let's arrange a Goonies backyard little toy set where I turn a key here, which triggers a box there, which triggers a chicken to lay an egg there, which scares the fucking, makes a balloon pop, and then water rages, and then the volcano explodes.
I mean, you're not a good villain if you don't do that.
I guess so.
Period. Everybody knows that.
I was just like, so why did they wait till now to do that?
Think of it this way. How much more rewarding is it going to be when they end up getting One-Eyed Willie's treasure?
It's true.
Versus if it was just there.
Very, very true.
I mean, God, Adam,
and I have to say, amazing. I loved watching the volcano happen.
Oh my God.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Dude, I have like this weird fascination with massive destruction like that. Like, it makes my nipples hard. So like anything just catastrophic, like Terminator, T2, when she has that vision of Los Angeles just being nuked every time, it's like, oh, hello, penis. I didn't know you were waking up right now.
Good morning.
And that's what this was. That's what this was.
Oh, that's funny. So I skipped over the Halbrand being named as King of the Southlands and everyone like cheering him like, yeah, King of the Southlanders. But none of the Southlanders remember that they never had a king.
Yeah, right. Well, it's because they're an anarcho. Oh my God, never mind. I was gonna try to get into Monty Python shit, but it's too late to remember that whole spiel.
Right.
They're an anarcho collective. We'll just say that.
That was funny. Who voted you king then? I didn't vote. You don't vote for kings. How'd you become one? Yeah, the Lady of the Lake, clad in shimmering senite, held aloft Excalibur. What's a watery tart throws a scimitar at you and you think you're king?
I love that shit.
We're 12.
So good. Yeah, I
really
don't fucking care. It is what it is.
Really good. Yeah, I mean, like, visually, this episode was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them are amazing. But
this one, I don't know, man. Like, this is the one that really drew me in. I might have been heavily medicated when I watched this, but like, even watching like the flashbacks of parts of this episode that were really intense, like it still got me, even in an unmedicated state.
Yeah. Your glaucoma
like just
acting up again.
Yeah. Back through itself out or something. Yeah. But yeah, this was just, it was such a beautiful, fucking great episode, and it immediately was like, God, I really want to start this season over again, just so I can experience this in order again.
Yeah. It's weird because what I noticed after it was over is that I really, really loved it, but they never had any of the Harfoots, and I didn't give a fuck. Like, I was like, yeah, why should I even care about the Harfoots? They suck. No one cares about them. I do later on, but I mean, this episode, I was just like, up until here, I had no investment in them at all.
Yeah.
And there was no Durin either. or Elrond. And it's just like this was hyper focused on Galadriel, Númenorians, and the Southlanders and Halbrand and Adar, and I really, really liked it. This is the Lord of the Rings that was like Return of the King, you know?
Yeah, straight up.
It just felt so good. And to see Mordor, the beginning of Mordor, I thought that was very cool too. Like, I had no idea how it happened. I didn't think it was because of a volcano, but I love the fact that now that the volcano's out, they don't have to wear anything anymore. They can, and that's really the next episode. But anyway, so did you have any favorite parts about this episode?
Oh yeah, the destruction at the end. Like I said, I got a soft spot for just cataclysmic events. Like it gets me going.
Hell yeah. No, it was great. I loved the lore drops of Adar saying that he killed Sauron, and I love this idea that evil is feeding on itself. Like, you know, one person has this goal in mind that blinds them to the plight of all of their supposed followers, and then someone else, you know, second in command, rises up, strikes you down, and takes over. And the idea that Sauron is not this godlike character that can't be defeated by his own men. Like, I really love that, because I only knew the Sauron of just the eye, you know? So I always thought he was like this, I always thought he was like Morgoth, you know, like a god.
Which that's one thing I got to give the show. Like, I fucking love how they're explaining that, because that's something that you kind of don't get, honestly, unless you read into like the deep lore. Like, if you go through the Silmarillion and realize he's essentially just a fucking Balrog in the end. Like, it's fucking crazy how they're humanizing him and making him less of a god than, you know, the movies make him.
Yeah. And I don't think it detracts at all from the power of him or the presence at all.
No, not at all.
It adds more context, which I always find interesting. It's like, you know, as a kid, I would watch Nightmare on Elm Street, and I would just think that he's just this child murderer. But then you get the little bit of lore backdrop, and, you know, movies later, you learn about how he was born and, you know, all the tragedy and stuff. And I mean, he's still detestable and gross as Freddy Krueger, but you contextualize the character more. And so you sort of get drawn into the lore of whatever it is, in this case, Lord of the Rings, which I really, really loved. Especially because I've never read the Silmarillion, and I know that this series is doing, like, making changes. They're saying they're making changes narratively to help fill in gaps that were left by J.R.R. Tolkien and sort of tell a creative drama. But super fans are like freaking out because apparently there's some changes that are dramatic that, you know, were not left open.
See, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like they really haven't done much from what I've noticed. Like, I mean, there's stuff that, I mean, it's a 2,000-year gap that we're missing in the books and stuff. Or like a 1,000-year gap, something like that. So there's a lot of shit they can do, and I don't feel like any of it's really detracting from the stories that were previously written.
Yeah, and I mean, thus far I haven't noticed anything that detracts from the stories that we know of, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. So, like, I don't know, it doesn't bother me. But then I'm also the person that when they changed a little thing about Hellraiser, I lost my mind. So I can understand why super fans would, you know, freak out. Or with Star Wars, you know, in the sequel trilogy, where I lose my mind about stupid shit. So I get it. I just, in this particular case, I'm not as invested, and so I enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah, no, they did not Kathleen Kennedy this at all.
That's good to know.
In my opinion.
Yeah. People are going to be like writing fucking long letters like, you two idiots don't know what Lord of the Rings is.
You know, that's great. I want those letters because I will fucking read them and research everything they quote. Period. Like, if I'm wrong, tell me how I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Let us know, people, because I don't know. Yeah, I mean, did you have a least favorite part about this episode?
I mean, looking back at it, it's not really anything I can think of. I mean, again, I don't know why the fuck they were giving the kid the blade.
Yeah, that
really didn't matter. But other than that, I mean, that's just stupid shit. That was just a lead up to the, oh my God, he got it type of thing. So it wasn't really that stupid to bother me that much.
I just feel like Galadriel could have opened it, or Halbrand could have opened it, or Arondir could have opened it. Why give it to the kid and then have him do the reveal? Like, that didn't make any sense at all. Like, I guess he was supposed to give it to someone. I can't even remember at this point because it's been
Yeah, I don't remember
since
either.
September. But I mean, I don't know. It was just weird. Um, my least favorite was Bronwyn. She was bleeding like a stuck pig, and then she just got up and started walking around like normal. Like she was openly bleeding, like
Magic, dude.
constantly. Like how you're a human woman. Like you don't bleed that much with your period. Like you're fucked right now. And why are you walking around as if nothing's wrong? I don't know. That pulled me out a lot because that was a lot of blood.
It's because wasn't this when Arondir like threw the seeds in her and then closed up the wound?
I guess, but at that point she had already lost a ton of blood.
Yeah, but it's fucking elfin magic. Like it's whatever.
Right.
You just kind of accept it.
He put his seed in her.
Yeah, I mean, that's how
like,
it works.
There you go.
It's yeah, exactly. You put your seed in them, they stop bleeding. That's what happens. That's just science.
I need to talk to my wife after this. Oh, you got a headache and you're on? Okay, well, how about I fix it?
Yes.
She's like, we're gonna get a divorce. Yeah.
Then he'll just be like, no, science.
Yeah, it'll be all okay. All right. Was there anything else you want to talk about with this episode?
No. We got to get on to the next ones because I'm fucking excited.
I love this episode. I hope you guys check it out. Thank you so much for tuning in live. Of course, we got a couple other episodes after this. So, as always, evil spelled backwards is live. So get your asses out there and be fucking evil.
Yeah.
Stuff. Something dark side.
Absolutely.